Welcome back. It's art time class. Today we are going to be weaving on a rectangular loom. Let's get started. To begin, anyone using a rectangular loom is going to have not just a rectangular loom and one of these needles, but also one of these popsicle sticks just to help raise the warp strings from the loom. Okay? When you are threading your needle, you take your string, and if you're having any issues pushing it through, just fold it over, and then you should have an easier time pushing it through the eye of the needle. You do want your tails, your two tails, one to be long and one to be short. The shorter one, I like to keep it around half the length of the longer string. And then from here, you're going to alternate going up and down. Or when I say that, I mean over, under is what I really mean. So right here, I can see that the string is over the warp string right here. So I'm going to start by going under and then over. And I actually like to work on this side of my popsicle stick. So I'm going to go over, under, like so. Let's take a close look at that. So here I am working on this. Over, under. As I get closer to the end, you can kind of see both my hands in place a little bit more. So over, under. And I'm kind of pushing down just to point my needle up and down as I go. The needle's really flexible, so it bends up and down pretty easily. Now here's my string. I do enjoy taking my popsicle stick and kind of pushing it up like so. It is enjoyable. I do want to leave the tail end out over here. I like to leave a tail end of around the size of my finger, or I'm sorry, the length of my finger. And here you can see a bunch of different tail ends. Eventually you can knot them off and cut them shorter. Now that I've gone one row, I'm going to come back in the other direction and I'm going to alternate. So here it is over the string. So I'm going to start by going under and then over to begin. And here we go. Yes. Oh no! It's okay. It's okay. Just kind of loosen this up a little bit. Go back. You don't want this back and forth to be really taut or tight. The warp strings you want to be fairly tight, but these strings you want to be fairly loose. Because if these are tight, it's going to bring the warp strings in, giving an hourglass type shape. If you're trying to create a shape though, like you're the artist, you go for what you are trying to do. I'm just here to help and guide you. All right, let's continue. Over, unders. Whoop, right here. It didn't want to go. Okay. Now, if you want to leave a string, like I'm going to switch colors right now. If I want to leave this string for a little bit more later, I'm going to leave it just hanging off the edge and I'm going to switch strings. So I did that over here on this side. You can see that this white string, I went back and forth 4 times. And then I left it out. I did some of this blue, and then I went back and forth with the white some more. And I actually have just a little bit of white left, not enough for maybe one more row if I want. And I could take that and thread that through, but I think I'm going to switch to this larger yarn. So this larger yarn, when you're working with it, it is super hard to thread this way. In fact, it really unravels the yarn when you do it that way. I recommend twisting the yarn. This makes the string skinnier. And then twist it, and it's going to, enough, and it's going to start kind of rolling up on you, kind of folding up like so. And then pushing it through the opening here should be easier. So you can just pinch and pull that through. Voila. What's great about the rectangle looms is that you can work with small pieces of string really easily. This is a small distance back and forth. Here we go. Ooh, yes. Ah, I undid some of it just now. Let's keep going. I feel like I'm a lot faster when I go in this direction versus the other direction. And you guys will notice that too. You'll notice, you might think it's easier on going in one way versus going in the other way. And because these are hand looms, it's pretty easy to move the board around. Let me fix my strings. I can just go like this pretty easily. Ooh, here we go. Yes, so that's easier for me. Wait a second. Oh no! You guys see right here I made a mistake. Right there. Let's go back. I'm just going to pull my string out right here. Oh, I caught that pretty soon. Let's rethread my needle. Please do not lick your string and then come to me for help with it because you've already licked your string. Try the twist and fold method. It works. It helps. All right, let's get this side. Here I'm doing it without the popsicle stick. I think the popsicle stick helps. But if you don't want to work with the popsicle stick, you don't have to. I like doing that. Okay. Under, over. I do want to use this. There we go. Whew, about to get caught around my popsicle stick there. Some people might leave loops. If you want to leave loops, it's totally optional. It's your art project. Okay. All right, I'm going to do those 2 rows, and then I'm going to switch back to this other color. There we go. And then setting it under over. There we go. You'll have a couple days to work on this project, by the way, everyone. So there's no rush. It takes more than one day to do this. And I want you to take your time on it. We'll be taking these projects home the week before Mother's Day. There we go. Yes. Right here, I don't want to pull it too tight. Ah, loose, loose, loose. There we go. A little looser there. Come on. When you are finished, you can leave your needle like this when you're putting up your materials and you're putting this in your class box. If you leave your needle like this, you should be safe. Well, here's a couple more rows on mine. Yay! Well, I'm so looking forward to seeing what you are going to make. Till next time, keep being creative.